Hey y'all, it is Miss Lady Dior, and I really just wanted to get on here today and tell my coming out story and tell, my It Gets Better story. Sort of like a testimony. Very late on the bandwagon, considering that the It Gets Better was popular, late 2010s or something, when I was like a wee little one that needed those stories. So hopefully I can give back to whatever, your situation is, and whoever, wherever, whatever age you are, to help you realize that it does get better, that life does get better. I would have never imagined, standing in front of you all today, that I would have gotten to do this. I would have never thought that, I would have ever learned how to do makeup, that I ever would have beautiful wigs. This isn't my best example of beautiful wig, but I love the long. We can't do without the long. But I just would have never seen myself doing this. I would have never, you know, we think about stuff and we think about our future, and we don't really see how everything's going to pan out. We don't really know exactly what direction things will take us in. So, my story is going to be hard to tell, because there are people that are still alive today that are going to be in this story that are not going to be very happy about what I tell. But we have to remember, if people wanted us to paint them in a better light, they would have behaved better. So I was outed actually at 16 years old, not by my own accord. I was outed by my mother in a court hearing. My mom and dad were going to court to get custody. My dad was going to get custody of me and my brother because my mom was just completely off the rocker. She has her own set of issues. I'm not going to air them out here. And she thought that it was best that because I was gay, that she would tell the court that because I'm gay, that I should be living with her, and that my dad doesn't like gay people. And I wasn't there, thankfully, that day. So from what I understand, my dad was kind of like, well, gay people aren't born, they're made, and if he is gay, then you made him that way. And then my mom is like, saying her case that, like, if I am gay, that I need to be living with her because my dad doesn't like gay people. So perfect time to, like, out me, right? And then apparently, from what I've heard, the judge was the one that was to say that being gay is not a choice and that people are born gay. Thank goodness. In little redneck Princeton, there was a judge that actually, had some sense and decency. So then, later on that night, so before the court hearing happened, I kind of thought that my mom would out me, just because of some things that were going on. I was having boys at her house, and she, didn't really like that, and she knew that I was gay, but I knew that my dad did not know. So I kind of really wasn't sure how that was going to go. And I decided that if it did come out, and my dad did ask me, that I would go ahead and just be honest and be like, yeah, I am gay. And a lot of what gave me the strength to do that was people like Lady Gaga and my friends that were around me at the time, because I remember feeling very heavy, very much like I didn't want to hide anymore. This was just something that I did not want to really keep to myself. I had a boyfriend at the time that I very much liked, and I wanted us to be able to be, open with everybody and be honest. Boy, did that go wrong. It did. My dad did tell me that my mom had said that, I was gay, and I barely remember it, but, like, he was, like, talking about it, and I started, like, taking up for gay people. And he was like, well, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that it is true? And I was like, yeah, it is true. And he told me that he still loved me, but that gay people don't get into heaven, and, that he would never meet a boyfriend of mine. He has met a boyfriend of mine now. So, after that, Lady Gaga literally got banned at my house, and I wasn't allowed to have my electronics. My cell phone got disconnected. I had to break up with my boyfriend on a very special day that he was having. It was not a good day either. It was something that, like, I really should have been able to have been there for him as his boyfriend, but unfortunately I was 16, I didn't have any other choice, and I had to break up with him. And that went on for, I don't know, 5 or 6 months. I was very isolated. All I could do was go to school. I couldn't even have, social media. Luckily, I had a Kindle, and they didn't know that I could get on Facebook with that, so I was able to kind of reach out to people and get support that way. And then one day, they gave it back, but, things were never the same after that. I was never beaten. I was never told, to leave or anything like that, but I never felt welcomed at my own home as a teenager. I never felt like I could truly be myself. And around this time was when I was kind of discovering, all my stuff with drag, and I didn't even have the words for being non-binary then. I just knew that, I didn't feel, necessarily male, but I didn't necessarily feel female, so I knew I wasn't transgender. I didn't know what trans was then. But that went on for years. It was just very awkward, very tense in my house. I didn't have a very close relationship with my dad. Still don't. We've gotten better. He's come around a little bit more. And my grandparents were the biggest support that I had around the time that I was a senior in high school. They, took me in once I turned 18. I moved there, and I just started living there. I didn't want to live with my dad anymore. Luckily, we were literally right across the street. I don't know, if you're from the rural area, you can understand how that is. And so, at that time of my life, I kind of really felt down. I didn't feel like there was any hope for the future. I didn't really know what was next. And I moved to Huntington, and from there I went to Marshall, and after that I met an awesome support system and started my drag career. And here I am today, 10 years later. It's been a journey. I mean, that's a very short, quick description of everything, but I mainly wanted to focus on this video of it does get better. You are able to achieve things that you want to achieve. You can go out and be yourself. You can go out and find, the avenues and the right people that can give you that inner strength, that inner power to be yourself and be empowered. I think something that I would tell my younger self today is, just keep doing what you're doing. Practice your makeup a little bit faster, because you're going to want to know how to do makeup sooner than you learned. Because I wasn't allowed to touch makeup at all. Like, I did not touch a stitch of freaking makeup until I was 18 years old, moving to Huntington. I didn't do a lot of stuff until then. Being like a little country boy growing up, with the situation I just told you about. And also just to, keep finding those people. You will find those people that accept you. You will find those people that love you. I know that right now, especially, times seem very scary. Times seem very hard, and they are. I mean, especially for younger queer people, coming into this political atmosphere is not fun, and it is very much like, oh gosh, let's just go run and hide back in the closet. But it's very important that you come out with safety and be yourself and show others that it's okay to be yourself. And trust and believe that it's gonna get better. It definitely gets better. I never thought that I would kind of be where I'm at in this point in my life. I am established. I'm a licensed therapist. I'm able to go out and help other people heal from their own traumas and give back to the world. Take my pain and transmute it and give back to the world. And that's what you can do too. All the pain that you might be feeling now, you can take it and you can inspire yourself, and you can use that as your drive, as your fire to get ahead in life. And just remember that you are the most important relationship you're ever going to have. A lot of people tend to internalize whenever they are talked down to for being gay, or, just in general, just different in general. But that is not a you problem. That's a them problem. And you need to let them sit with it and deal with it. Because you're beautiful, your light is important, and we need you in this world. And things will definitely get better the more that you keep trying, and the more that you keep pushing, and the more that you keep looking towards that authenticity that you have. The world's performative, and there are going to be people that will make you feel like you're not going to be anything. I had people tell me, the world's not as accepting as you think it might be. And boy, were they wrong. I've had a lot of surprises